Hey fellow Nevillers, here we are back again, our daily share. I've got my nose in Neville's 1945 book, Prayer, The Art of Believing, which makes me think it's so important he needed to write a book about it. We're up in chapter 1, the Law of Reversibility. I find this chapter really interesting, just like all of Neville's works, because it's based on what he calls, or what we call, changeless laws, i.e. they can't be changed. They're part of our world, our reality, the way we are, the way things are. You can't change them. It's the law, he says, and I agree too. So the law of reversibility, kind of easy to explain, as in if A happens, B is going to happen. But in the law of reversibility, if B happens, A is going to happen. So how do we use this in our wish fulfilled? Let's see what Neville says about it. He opens the chapter with a quote from Tennyson. I must admit, I've not read any Tennyson. Here's what he says. Pray for my soul. More things are wrought by prayer than this world dreams of, i.e. prayer gives it all. And then he explains to us how prayer is an art and we need to master it. If he tells us that, you know he's going to tell us how to master it. Here's how he explains it. Prayer is an art and requires practice. The first requirement is a controlled imagination. And then he goes into his marvellous sense of humour. Parade and vain repetitions are foreign to prayer. Its exercise requires tranquility and peace of mind. Let's look for that then. And then he explains what generic man has done with prayer by saying it this way. The ceremonies that are customarily used in prayer are mere superstitions and have been invented to give prayer an air of solemnity. Those who do practice the art of prayer are often ignorant of the laws that control it. There he goes again with the word laws. He continues, they attribute the results obtained to the ceremonies and mistake the letter for the spirit. The essence of prayer is faith. But faith must be permeated with understanding to be given that active quality which it does not possess when standing alone. So he's really telling us here it's not just prayer and begging for it, it's prayer and faith combined. And then another bombshell. The universal law of reversibility is the foundation on which its claims are based. And then he describes some forms of reversibility that we've gone through as mankind. He says it this way. Mechanical motion caused by speech was known for a long time, before anyone dreamed of the possibility of an inverse transformation. That is the reproduction of speech by mechanical motion, i.e. the phonograph. So he's telling us up in here, mechanical motion caused by speech, and the reverse of that, i.e. speech, can cause a mechanical motion, which he's naming as the phonograph. If you're old enough, you know that the word phonograph is an old term we used to use for something called a record player. And you may not even know what a record player is. It's like a CD. You've spoken, it's been recorded, it's on the CD. When you play it, the motion of the playing, the laser eye, replays the speech to you so that we can hear it. And one more explanation from Neville. He says, for a long time, electricity was produced by friction, without ever a thought that friction could produce electricity. And now I come to think about it, it's pretty obvious, right? He explains a little further. If heat can produce mechanical motion, so mechanical motion can produce heat. If electricity produces magnetism, magnetism too can develop electric currents. If the voice can cause undulatory currents, so can such currents reproduce the voice, and so on. Cause and effect, energy and matter, action and reaction are the same and interconvertible. So as we can see, one produces the other, but the other can produce the one thing. One more piece of info from Neville. He says this law is of the highest importance because it enables you and me to foresee the inverse transformation once the direct transformation is verified. And this is what he means by that. If you knew how you would feel were you to realize your objective, then inversely you would know what state you could realize were you to awaken in yourself such a feeling, i.e. you've got your wish, your desire, your want. It creates a certain feeling within you, even though it's not here and you can't see it, feel it, touch it. You can in your imagination. And he's trying to tell us that if you evoke that feeling within you, within your being, you sustain it, don't veer from it, just keep it top of mind is what we could say. Then that feeling that you're creating within you is going to make your wish fulfilled. And that's what we all want, right? So the injunction to pray believing you already possess what you pray for is based upon a knowledge of the law of inverse transformation. He says, if your realized prayer produces in you a definite feeling or state of consciousness, then inversely, that particular feeling or state of consciousness must produce your realized prayer. Because all transformations of force are reversible, you should always assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You know, he says that 1 billion times. One more important part. You should awaken within you the feeling that you are and have that which heretofore you desired to be and possess. And here's how we do it easily. Thank you, Neville. This is easily done by contemplating the joy that would be yours were your objective and accomplished fact, so that you live and move and have your being in the feeling that your wish is realized. So let's do that then. And we keep doing it until our wish objectifies. And as you know, he says in his other books, everything has its own appointed hour. The last part of this chapter reads wonderfully. He says, if a physical fact can produce a psychological state can produce a physical fact. If the effect A can be produced by the cause B, then inversely the effect B can be produced by cause A. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye have received them, and ye shall have them. Mark 11:24. So this whole chapter, my lovelies, is based upon the changeless law, principle, whatever you want to call it, that cause A makes effect B, and effect B can make cause A. So keep your wish top of mind, because it's going to objectify. Let me know what your wishes are, and I can hold that in my consciousness for you. And I would love to know how you're using these videos to manifest your wildest dreams. I'm kind of teaching myself and learning at the same time. All right, fellow Nevillers, feel free to leave a comment, thumbs up, leave some love, because you know I'm going to blow a kiss up here, and a lecture reference, and I will go into it for you, because I can't get enough Neville. I am a Nevilleaholic, and you're here because it's always Neville o'clock. Bye, guys.